Khristian, tough day. I mean, the first 10 minutes was pretty good, but it just seemed like, a couple mistakes happened here and there, a couple bad things happened, and just kept steamrolling. How did you kind of see it?
Well, although the first 10 minutes was the best 10 minutes I've seen this team play all year since practices even started. Us being a young team, we have to know that. We just have to maintain that 10 minutes of play the next 30. I thought we played a great 10 minutes and we lacked off the rest of the 30. We don't understand the importance yet of the whole game yet. We think that we have a team and it's over. We get them and it's over. We didn't get better today. We did just enough to beat IUPUI, but obviously coming out like that today wasn't enough to beat a good team like St. Louis.
When you look at it, I think there was 4 assists before the first media timeout. You guys ended up with 7, and for a long time I was stuck at 5. Do you think, and I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody specifically, this would be almost anybody, but do you think guys are, when something starts to go bad or a SLU made a run, do you think guys are trying too hard to make plays on their own? Is that part of it, or where do you kind of put that?
A little bit. I mean, I think they're not, most of us aren't really trusting the offense, and the extra pass, keep swinging it side to side and use all 35 seconds if they take one thing away. We have counters to things. If one thing breaks down, we have to know we can swing to somebody else has to get open. And I think at first we did a great job of swinging the ball, and then once they started taking it away from us, we just put our head down and started going to the rim, and that's exactly what St. Louis wanted us to do. So we played right into their hands the last 30 minutes of the game, and things like that will really get us beat, especially a good team like that. And they're a good team, but obviously not the best team we're going to play. So a product like that cannot continue to happen, and that starts with us 5, us leaders right here. We have to demand more in practice. We have to demand more of guys that don't really understand that the importance of all 40 minutes. We say at the end of the scout report, we play harder than they do for 40+ minutes. We only play harder than St. Louis for 10 minutes today, and they beat us the rest of the 30, and it's obviously new. I mean, to me, it was very embarrassing. I'm very disappointed, but it's a learning experience. Something we didn't want to have, but something that we need. So we just have to take this and just roll with the punches.
Justin, one of the things that maybe inexperienced guys need to learn is, if SLU doesn't score a field goal for the first 9+ minutes of the second half, and yet you guys weren't able to make any headway, is that tough for guys to learn? That to take the good with the bad a little bit. The offense wasn't coming, but the defense was there. And then once SLU got a bucket or two, it kind of steamrolled. Is it tough to learn that lesson, that you can have stretches where things aren't going to go your way, but you can still be productive? And is that something these guys have to kind of figure out as a few games get under their belts?
I mean, yeah, I think that's something they need to learn. But at the same time, we weren't getting field goals, but we were fouling way too much. They didn't hit, their field goal percentage wasn't very high, but when you put people at the free throw line, you can't guard that. And they did a good job, and they knocked on the free throws. So on paper, it looks like we played good D, but we didn't. We fouled a lot, and we took them to the free throw line, and they knocked it down and took advantage of it.
Free throws for you guys were a problem tonight. They were kind of a problem at IUPUI. You guys were able to overcome it, but just talk about that. That's obviously, and that was happening before the game kind of got out of hand too. I mean, just obviously just need to practice more or do something. But is it, obviously kind of where do you put that right now, and what do guys need to do to try to get that corrected?
Just like Coach always said, it's just mental toughness, going to the free throw line, knocking down shots. We missed, I think, 10 free throws. So, you take that into consideration. It's a whole different ball game. It's just a lack of concentration at the free throw line. I was 1 for 3. I thought I was good at the free throw line, but obviously I need to concentrate a lot more too. I missed them in a critical time. So, like I said, it's just a learning experience for all of us.
I don't know what you guys fall back on from when you were younger, but is there anything that you grab from your own early part of your careers that you learned and you try to impart to these guys as they're going through it? What especially after a game like this, is there any kind of advice that you can give to them that you had given to you when you were in that stage yourself?
I was instilled to play my role. Everybody wants to come in and be that guy when they first step on campus and step on a team, but I think the team that we had earlier in my career, we all knew our accepted them early, and we enjoyed it too. We enjoyed our roles, and we enjoyed winning, and we enjoyed practice too. I think that's one thing that we have to get to doing is enjoying practice. I'm not going to point anybody out, it starts at the top with us too. We have to get guys going, and we have lapses too. We're not even at our best, so we have to demand more of ourselves as leaders, and the rest of the guys have to demand more of them too, because obviously it shows. It shows. The last 2 practices we had were okay. I think we got a little complacent just beating IUPUI, so we kind of let back a little bit, not knowing that we have to take another step forward. We took 2 steps back today in the last 2 days coming into this game, so we just have to regroup and the next 2 days and prepare for Saturday.
Any thoughts on that, Justin?
Just going off what he said, I think we need to focus on practice. Earlier in my career here, we had successful teams because it was a dogfight every day in practice. The second team was beating the first team, stuff like that. So I think we just got to be more competitive and play tougher against each other in practice because you practice like you play. So I think that plays a huge role into, like he said, our last 2 practices were sloppy. We had a lot of mistakes. We weren't there mentally, and obviously played into today's game. We had a lot of mental breakdowns and mental lapses, and got to get to St. Louis that took advantage of it.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thanks, guys.